Clinton. And it's great. It's great to see like how they react to this stuff.
Right. You know, that's the cool thing about kids, man. Like, you can get them so engaged in things. Like, you can direct them a certain way, and you know, people develop their own personality at a young age, and it's really cool to see where kids take their personality. Like, seeing kids take off in sports and being really good at sports, or taking off and being really good with music, or taking off being really good with like dance or gymnastics or whatever it is. You know, everyone's given something whenever they're born. And whatever my daughter's good at, I'm going to support her in.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, if she wants to grow up to be a magician one day, cool. I'm going to support her. It's going to be awesome watching her up on stage. If she wants to be a computer nerd, cool, do it. If she wants to play video games, I'm going to tell her to get off her ass and go get a job. Or at least be a game tester and make some money doing what you're doing.
Right.
Or hell, if she becomes a developer, that's even better. Just a lot more money in her bank.
And then she just might happen to help Papa get that new guitar for his birthday.
Yeah.
There you go.
I saw a video a while back. This kid bought his dad a 57 Chevy Bel Air.
Nice.
For like his like 50th or 60th birthday. Like, I'm waiting for that black Gibson Custom Les Paul to come my way when I'm like 50 or 60 years old. $5,000 guitar. Like, hi Dad, thanks for everything. Like, I love you. I'm so glad that we met you.
Yeah, Mrs. Spider says, I'm so surprised that her daughter hasn't had any stitches yet.
Yeah, she's a bit wild. She gets into a lot of stuff. She's had so many bumps and bruises and stuff. We talked about this the last time you were on the show, I think, about how we are sometimes worried about taking her out in public because people are so weird about how, oh, well, you're putting your hands on your child inappropriately and smacking them and stuff. And no, I'm not. She just fell down. She's got bruises.
Right.
And when you go to a checkup or something like that, the doctor has to ask you all these serious questions and ask one parent to leave the room to make sure both parents have the same story, so to speak, about where the bruises came from. It's like...
Oh, schools do the same thing, man. Like, I watched one of my buddies recently, his daughter's in kindergarten. She bumped her head on a table. Sure as shit, she had some big bruise on her head.
Mm-hmm.
And he got called into school and asked, where she got the bruise from and what he's been doing when she's staying at his house, because she stays at his house to go to school. So he's got majority of the custody of her. And they're asking all these questions, and he was like, my kid comes over, she goes to school, I cook dinner for us, we watch a movie, we go to bed. Like, that's literally the whole timeline of everything that happens. He's like, we go to Chuck E. Cheese, we go to the park, like on days she doesn't have school. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, I'm smacking my kid up for the fun of it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like kids are going to get into stuff. They're going to bump into things. And you can't just expect to be like, nope, don't walk over there, you'll hit that. Don't walk over there, you'll hit that. They're going to be clumsy for a while. They have to learn to be around their clumsiness and stuff and learn how to deal with things. And it's... You never want to shelter them. I mean, you want to keep them safe, definitely, but you never want to shelter them. And people tend to have kind of forgotten that these days. And so I let her kind of get away with a lot more than a lot of people would think I should have. But, it's I think it's good for her.
Right. That's the thing, too, is like people want to shelter their kids so much these days. Like, I look at the world and see how it is. We've got kids being kidnapped, random weird dudes approaching kids at bus stops. Like, here in St. Louis about a year or two ago, we had like a string of people approaching kids at bus stops saying, hey, I'll give you a ride to school if you just get in the car. Like, I won't lie, our world is literally going to shit. Like, that's what's happening. Our world is literally, our society as a full human race has literally devolved so much to a criminal mindset, so to say, that it's weird to walk out in public anymore.
Yeah, totally agree.
And I'm going to be that dad at the bus stop making sure my kid gets on that bus and not in some random dude's car. Like, it's going to come to a point, I'm not going to be walking my kid to the bus stop at like 16, 17 years old. But at the same time, like, I'll be probably in my car, like, down the road making sure nothing happens. But, at the same time, like, you got to let your kid venture out. sheltering your kid only makes them want to rebel even harder at a later time.
Mm-hmm.
I watched one of my friends, he was sheltered pretty hard. And he went down a pretty hard road in life after he got out of his parents' house. Like, he was out drinking every night, he was doing, like, really hard drugs, and he almost died on a couple of occasions because of those hard drugs.
Oof.
I mean, this is a guy that I knew, for a few years, but at the same time, like, going to his parents' house, like, I'd knock on the door, and his parents would be like, well, you can't come out. I'm like, what did he do? Well, he didn't do, the small chore. Okay, so, like... I mean, sheltering your kid, I understand being protective of your kid. I'm going to be 110% protective of my little girl. But at the same time, like, I'm going to let her venture out and do her own thing. If something happens, then it happens. I can't be mad at her for she made her own choice.
Mm-hmm. Well, they got to learn. I mean, one of the long-standing things that I kind of go by in my life is that you don't really always learn from the good things that happen to you. You learn a lot of things from falling down and having to pick yourself back up. And
exactly.
I don't want to spare her. I don't want her to be hurt. I never want her to be hurt by anything, but I don't want to spare her a learning experience that would prevent her from getting hurt much worse the next time.
Right.
Well, all I have is 2 cats, right? And so a friend of mine, I had him over for dinner, is telling I'm going to leash put a harness on my cats and go outside, let them play outside, and I'm going to watch them. I was like, no, they're cats. Just let them go out there. I go, what are you trying to tell me? I'm overprotective over my cats? He goes, yes. I'm like, oh, okay. So that's the only thing I have. Is I'm overprotective over my cats. So I don't have any stories yet. It could change.
I'll tell you what, chasing a cat down that's got out of its house after it's never been outside is one of the hardest things you're ever going to do.
This is true.
Oh, goodness, yes.
It sucks. I'm 5'9" and like 250 pounds. I mean, running down the street after a cat is one of the most hilarious things you'll probably ever see. I'm causing up a storm, I'm yelling at it, and I'm like, you know what, just come back whenever you get back.
Alright, so how about we play some music? Which I started to look at things on Facebook. So, I forgot who I have next. Give me a second. Here we go. This is Max Fred Band Something New. Enjoy.
I'm going downtown for a while. Everybody's got their guns, but I got my knife. I'm going out, looking out for you. I'm going down on you. I'm wishing you would tell me something, 'cause I've been looking for something more. I'm wishing you would tell me something, something more, something more. You can try me for all those things you want. Run it down your nose, down your face like snot. You're so robotic, do you think I would care? I don't know why, because I simply just can't think anymore. I'm wishing you would tell me something, 'cause I've been looking for something more. I'm wishing you would tell me something more, something moved to the city. I got a tie, man. I was looking so pretty. So I've been looking for something more. I'm wishing you would tell me something. Something more. Something more. Something. I'm wishing you would tell me something. 'Cause I've been looking for something more. I'm wishing you would tell me something. Something more. Something more. Something more.
Woohoo! Let's Talk About the Music is starting.
What is Let's Talk About the Music, and why are you so excited about it?
It's a podcast with controversial talk and a global mix of music.
Oh, cool. How and where can I listen?
Just go to letstalkaboutthemusic.com and click follow to be sure to get all the info about the bands that are playing and see their music videos. Then click on Spreaker or iTunes to listen live and even chat with other listeners and the host herself.
What day and time is Let's Talk About the Music on?
Every Wednesday night from 8 p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time.
I think I'll tune in. Thanks for the info.
Let's talk about the music. I'm Shels, your host from Tacoma, Washington, who's drinking wine in Tacoma, Washington. Google it.
I'm Wacky Starks from St. Louis, drinking tequila and rum, and I am pretty lit.
And then we got Spider.
I've just got a whole bunch of coffee because I'm that guy at the
This
party.
guy.
He's
the guy who walks into a party, he's like, where's the soda?
I got a story. Like, I'm known in some circles for partying a little bit too hard sometimes, but this, I went out of town. This was long before the baby was born. So I went out of town to a metal festival that the old band I used to play with, they put on. And I came back, and it was my buddy's wedding. He was getting married, and it was just like a small family wedding, and then he was going to have a reception where he invited all of his friends and everything, and I was invited to that. So I'm dead tired. I've been partying all weekend down at this show, and so I show up there, and I'm looking at what they have for drinks, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? You guys got coffee? I'll take coffee. And I'm the only person at every single table in any of the wedding party folks just drinking coffee. It was silly. It was ridiculous because I just came back from a big metal festival. So, thinking, metal guy, he's the party guy. Nope, just drinking my coffee, trying to stay awake.
Oh, here's a little thing that for like last week, and I do this a lot too. If I get in this rush mode, I don't eat right away. And this is something you should never, ever, 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 ever do, guys. Okay, so last weekend, I got up, I worked graveyard, I took like a 4.5-hour nap, took a shower, take off to Seattle to record Johnny Sonic at Hempfest. Have not eaten. Not once. Not all day. Pot does not faze me. It got me good. I told my friends of mine who came pick me up, I need food. I need food right now. Like, what? Like, pot does not faze me when I smoke it. I don't eat for like 3 or 4 days when I smoke it. But if I don't eat and all I smell is that, I'm hungry. So he gave me peanut butter jelly sandwich, and then about 2 minutes later, we went to get pizza. I got a calzone, and ate the whole damn thing.
And you're little too, so that's impressive.